Leos, lovely Leos. Let's start with the mumbo jumbo. This message is timeless. When it finds you is when it was meant to find you. But we are pulling this message under the energy of the new moon solar eclipse in Leo. Woo, woo, woo! Big day, solar eclipse. We are in eclipse season. It's all about Leo, confidence, love it. And we're going to start with Leo since it's their birthday season. And we're going to just take a look at what this eclipse is exposing. Your shadow, the shadow is lifted, and we're going to see what qualities that you have that are ready to replace your shadow side. And this eclipse is all about surrendering the ego. It's about authenticity, about self-expression, about just being your true self. Leo, they're courageous, they're confident, so it's that kind of energy. But it's also Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius, and they don't give a fuck. So mix that with Leo's wanting to always perform, when meet the energy of don't give a crap, and what do you get? It's that performance mask off, and authenticity is what's left. So can we get 5 cards please for Leo? 5 cards please for Leo. 5 cards please. We got the Page of Cups, the King of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Two of Cups, and last but not least, the Four of Pentacles. And what you don't see coming is the King of Cups. Jeez Louise, Leo. King, king, king. The Lion, king. I mean, you can't make the stuff up, right? That is phenomenal. First of all, you're mastering whatever, the kings of the deck are the masters of their suit. So there's a lot of mastery going on, a lot of action. The kings take the suit and the energy, and they put it into action. So that's powerful already. But starting with the first card, Page of Cups, this is a new spread for me, but the shadow is lifted. So that is the the dreamer in you, the how can I explain it? Your zest for the love of your life, and the job of your dreams, and it's that big dreamer energy. It's that and the shadow being lifted for you tells me that it's time to get out of the dreaming mode and step into taking those dreams and making them a reality. Which, I mean, if you had to have a shadow side, dreaming ain't a bad one. Because your second card, the King of Wands, which is your gift revealed, which totally makes sense, because if you can get out of the dreaming mode and step into the King of Wands mode, you're doing exactly what the next step would be. The King of Wands is he's the master manifester. He's what he wants, he goes gets. He puts everything into action. He doesn't he's confident in his actions. He's take charge, take the next step without second guessing, without self what do you call it, confidence. He's confident. He doesn't second guess himself. He doesn't listen to those voices that we all have in our head that say you can't do it. No, there's none of that with him. So and that's the quality in you that is being revealed, that you have the confidence that you need, and of course you do, Leo, you're a confident sign anyway, but you are ready. You are ready to step out of the dreamer mode and step into action. You are ready to take everything you've ever desired and to manifest it, to work on it, to take the next step to make those dreams your reality. And then the pride trap is the third card, which that means like you know, where are you afraid of being judged, or where's the ego takeover, or the pride trap? And that came up as the King of Swords. So I think sometimes and in this day and age, this time in life, like we don't even know what's true. Like, it's really hard to decide who to believe or what to believe or what we're taught or what we're programmed. It's a very strange time for everyone because we're kind of stuck listening to our intuition. And sometimes that's the best route. Sometimes people confuse intuition with, their own mental chatter. But this is, your pride trap is the King of Swords. So don't let everyone else's truth influence yours, okay? Because your truth doesn't necessarily align with everyone else's, and then that's just for everyone individually. But this is letting me know that I wouldn't worry so much about where you're standing, your dreams, your ambitions aligning with other people's truths so much. So just because you see it as a possibility and someone else doesn't, this is saying don't let someone else's doubts become your truth. So that's where your pride trap is. So be careful of that. So, and maybe when you're taking your dreams and manifesting them into your reality, it might not be something that you want to share with everyone right away. Because you don't want to let other people's doubts hinder your progress. So be selective about who you're sharing, your dreams, your goals, and the work you're doing towards them. I would be selective with who you share that with. For now, once you're, once you're good, nothing, no one could have anything to say, could even phase you, then share away. But in the meantime, I worry about that a little bit. Now, the what to release came up as the Two of Cups. And I don't know, the Two of Cups is like that divine connection. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be, but there's maybe your idea of the divine connection is what you need to release. I don't see anywhere else here that it's an actual relationship that you need to let go of. I don't think that's what it is. I think there's some way that you interpret relationships, or love or passion. There's something there that needs to be released. It'll be different for everyone. You'll know what it is. But if you have some concept of the perfect life or the perfect relationship or the perfect marriage, maybe step back and first of all, there is nothing perfect about anything, except, God. But anywho, I would just reevaluate where you stand as far as your belief in connection. There's something there that you need to let go of. There's something there outdated. There's something there that just isn't logical. And I know logic isn't really the word that you would think of with the Two of Cups, but there's something there that you hold tight to that isn't necessarily healthy. Maybe it's these are just examples, but maybe you don't want to date someone who has kids. Maybe that's something you need to reassess. It could just be a little tweaks like that, or maybe you don't want your firm in I don't date, I don't believe in divorce, or don't want to date anyone who has been divorced, or something of some sort of foundation that you have with connection needs to be readjusted. It's kind of outdated or old fashioned. We'll just put it that way. Now, the step that you can take, I think was what the last one is. The brave new step, came up as the Four of Pentacles. And that is, the Four of Pentacles is clinging to, well, it's known as clinging to the material world. But I think for you, the next step is to, like I said before, kind of keep your manifestations or your, what you're working on, or your dreams, or any progression that you're trying to accomplish. I think that is the next step is to kind of baby it a little. Hold tightly to it. Like I said before, it's not everyone's business. People that really well and love and trust, you can confide in. But I think this is kind of just, see how she's like clutching her purse close. I think you're just keep what's happening for you right now energetically to yourself. Not everything is meant for everyone, and it's also not everything is required of acknowledgement. Not everything needs someone else's that a girl, that a boy. Not everything needs someone else's, no. Some things are for you, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now I pulled a card from your highest self, one card from your highest self, and then I am going to pull you one animal spirit, and see. Oh, there it is. What comes out? You got the spider. Manifestation. I cannot make this stuff up. You weave your web in life. What you see before you is the result of your thoughts. If your current reality does not suit you, then it is time to make changes through conscious manifestation. Your energy can bring in all you desire. That is exactly what the King of Wands is. So that is beautiful. And then your message from your higher self came up as attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation as merely calls for help. I like that. Okay, Leo, happy birthday, and I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. And yeah, can't remember what I was going to say, but that's it. Okay, bye guys.